Hey, what is going on guys? This is Tharshey and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be doing a tier 2 good side commander tier list in Lord of the Rings Rise to War. So hope you guys do enjoy this video, and if you do, please do drop a like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn those post notifications. Anyway, let's get straight into it. So the first thing we're going to have to talk about is how I'm ranking these commanders, and well, rarity is not going to play a part of it because these are only going to be tier 2 commanders on this tier list. So what I'm going to be looking at instead is how well they do in PvP, how well they do in PvE, how good their skills are, and if they need, absolutely top-notch gear to perform well, or if they can also do good with just, average purple gear or even blue gear. So yeah, anyway, let's get straight into the actual ranking. So first up we have Gimli, and he's going to S tier. There's nothing to say. Gimli, I love him. I absolutely love him, okay? Gimli is amazing. His top R0 and his R3 are just the best damage skills you can possibly want. His R5 is just more damage, so he's got 2 more damage sub skills. The R5 main skill is not the greatest. It just increases damage done to melee units by your units, so not the greatest skill because it's not commander damage, but that's alright. Gimli is still amazing, and his bottom R0 allows you to have Protect Elves, which is a great thing because if you do want to put some Elvish archers behind your Guardians or something, your Guardians will tank all the hits for them and just allow them to survive a lot longer and deal damage. So Gimli, amazing skills. You can give him all blue gear so long as it's all might based and he will still do good. Like, no kidding, I have seen a Gimli with just full blue gear absolutely wrecking commanders with purple gear or even gold gear. My own Gimli had a blue chestplate for so many seasons, and people would message me and be like, yo, your Gimli is so good, why does he have a blue chestplate though? Like, he's got gold gear and purple gear, but then there's just that blue chestplate. And I would just be like, hey, it works, because he was still doing great. So Gimli S tier, no choice about it. Next up we have Gandalf the Grey. So Gandalf the Grey, absolutely amazing against against PvE. So PvE wise, he's really good. Everybody literally uses him to start off and farm tiles and stuff because he's just amazing. I don't use him because I actually don't know why. I just don't like him, I guess. So I don't use him, but he is used by so many people for PvE stuff, and PvP he does great as well because he's got his double attack skill. I forget the name of it right now. But yeah, his skills allow his units to attack twice for the first 2 rounds. It's like a 75% chance. He's got evasion skills, he's got stuns, he's got absolutely everything you want. So Gandalf the Grey, amazing skills, okay? He's got skills for PvP, he's got skills for PvE, he's got a lot of damage reduction stuff, so he does great both PvP and PvE wise. And gear wise, well, you do need decent gear for him, but like honestly, you can give him half decent purple and he'll still perform well. Like honestly, he should be put in S tier. I just don't like him and I'm putting him in A tier. But no, I'm joking. I'm putting him in A tier because he's just not on the same level, I think, with Gimli. I feel Gimli just has that edge, especially with his unique. Forgot to mention that earlier, but Gimli's unique is absolutely amazing. Gives him a ton of might, and the skills are probably the best skills you could want on any weapon. Because for one, it gives you plus 4% commander damage, or is it just damage? Well, you get plus 4% damage at just base. If you refine it, that goes up to 8. Refine it again, that goes up to 16. So you get the picture. And another skill it has is it ignores evasion. Yep, all your units gain pursuit, including your commander, so evasion is not something you have to worry about with Gimli's unit. That's why I think Gimli deserves that S tier. Gandalf the Grey, really great commander, amazing skills. He does good in PvE, he does good in PvP, but he's not on Gimli's level. He's going to go to A tier. Next up we have Imrahil. Imrahil is going C tier. Like, I mean, you can use him effectively and he will do decent in PvP, but Imrahil he's just not the cream of the crop. He's just, he's not up there. There's just other commanders that you would pick over him like any time of the day. So Imrahil is gonna go to C. Next up we have Legolas. Legolas was really good in the early seasons, But after that, like season 1, season 2, he shone. Season 3, he was starting to, not do as great, but he was still holding his own. But yeah, Legolas, pretty great damage commander, and right now, unfortunately, he no longer does as good. He's still pretty good though, so he is gonna go to B tier because he is a good damage commander. He has a lot of damage skills, and he can really pump out that damage with good gear. So Legolas will be B tier. Next up, we have Aragorn. So Aragorn 2 is gonna go to B tier as well. I'm actually gonna put him ahead, I think, of Legolas. Now this is a tough one, okay, because I think Legolas is actually a better Legolas. Okay, at like respect 5, Legolas is a better damage commander. Okay, but Aragorn shines at high respects because of his R5 ability. At very high respect levels, like respect 20 and stuff, you can start pumping a lot of points into his R5 ability, which increases his skill damage by a lot. And he can hold his own and absolutely destroy tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 commanders. So Aragorn has a lot of potential, and because of that, I'm going to put him at the start of B tier, okay? Because he has the potential to still hold his own even in current seasons, while Legolas is kind of dropped off a little bit. You don't see him as much, and he's not doing as well as he could have. So Aragorn is going to go ahead of Legolas. Next, we have Balin. I'm going to put him after Legolas. So Balin is going to go to B tier, and I kind of don't have enough info to rank him higher, but I don't want to rank him lower either because one of the guys who used to be in my fellowship ring, Claysgen, his main commander was Balin, and his Balin used to absolutely smack people around. Like he was with us for what, 4 or 5 seasons, and he used to smack people with his Balin every day, all day. So I know for a fact that Balin can be really good in PvP as well as in PvE. His skills, I've looked at them before, and he has some pretty good skills. Gear wise, you can just run him with whatever. Like I've seen Balin with blue gear, I've seen Balin with just some basic purple stuff, as well as maxed out purple, then even gold, and he does great no matter what. However, I don't have the confidence to rank him higher than Aragorn or Legolas because I've seen them a lot more. I've seen them in action, and when I personally do fight Balin, like I fought Balin with my Eowyn or my Gimli, I don't really ever have issues with him. So because of that, I'm going to put him at the end of B tier for now. Next, we have Denethor. Denethor is going to D tier. Why? Because D for Denethor. That, and he sucks. He's got absolutely... There's no point for him being in the game besides the fact that he's a prominent Lord of the Rings character, even if, the only thing we know him for is liking his son Boromir more than his other son Varamir, as well as trying to burn Varamir while he was still alive, and then jumping off the top of Minas Tirith. But whatever, that's our boy Denethor. Next we have Frodo and Sam. Frodo and Sam, I've ranked them high in previous lists, and I've gotten a lot of flack for it because everyone's like, how can you rank Frodo and Sam so high when the only potential they have is being a nuke? And that is true. Frodo and Sam, the only reason they're good, or the only reason they're ranked, they're not ranked D, is because their R5 skill gives them like a 70% chance to inflict madness on the enemies, which means you can give them like 3 different types of units, 1 command of each, and send them into a fight. You'll lose 3 commands of units in total. That's it, just 3 commands of units, but you have the potential of causing the enemy to do an absolute ton of damage to themselves. So Frodo and Sam, they have nuke capabilities, but besides that, you're not going to really see them do much else. So I'm not going to put them in A tier this time because people are going to shout at me, and I'm not going to put them in C tier because I feel the nuke capabilities is just a really good cost ratio to what they can do. So cost to potential ratio. So I'm going to put them end of B tier because it costs very less to equip them and send them into battle, and you can literally send them in with no gear, literally no gear, 3 commands of tier 1 units, and they have the potential to do an absolute ton of damage. So end of B tier for Frodo and Sam. Next up we have Theoden King. And Theoden King does not stand alone, he stands with Gimli and S tier. Theoden is an absolutely amazing cavalry commander. Like, I personally use Eowyn more than him, but that's just because my Eowyn is like R15, and I just really like using her. But Theoden, what can I say about him? He's an amazing cavalry commander. His skills are just absolutely goddamn amazing. He's got his R0, bottom R0 skill, which is just, you know, more damage for his mounted units and is modified by speed. He's got his R3 skill, which is heal, so every single round his units get healed for like, what, 45% of their health. His R5 skill, which is like plus 15 attack and then plus 5 HP when maxed out. Like, Theoden is just rolling in skills. He's got his skill that reduces your enemy defense by like, I think, minus 35 at max. He's got mounted combat, which has a 20% chance to trigger him, but does like an extra 70% damage when it does trigger. And in Tactics Evolved, that gets really, really broken. So Theoden, absolutely amazing skills. You can give him, so long as you give him some decent purple gear, he will perform great. Even without it, his skills are so good, he will still perform great. He's gonna go to S tier, but he's going after Gimli because Gimli is my boy. Gimli is going there. Next up, we have Eomer. So Eomer, well, he's probably the least used from the three Cav commanders, which is Theoden, Eowyn, and Eomer. He's probably the least used from the three of them. Theoden probably the most used, or maybe even Eowyn because she is a tier 1. But Eomer has some really good skills, unlike the other two. So unlike his uncle Theoden and his sister Eowyn, he is a damage commander. So Theoden is he's an army buff commander. Eowyn is an army buff commander, but Eomer is a damage commander. So you play him like a damage commander, but you can still kind of run him with some army damage. So he's kind of a hybrid commander more than anything else. And I'm gonna put him A tier because Eomer always does really good. Like, so long as you have him R5 with some decent gear, he's gonna do pretty well. So he's gonna, he can buff your horses and get them to do some good damage while also just dealing a ton of damage himself. And so long as your speed, you just need high speed on him. So Eomer is gonna go to A tier. Next up we have Arwen. So Arwen, the even star, Arwen and Domiel, the daughter of Lord Elrond of Rivendell. Well, she's going to S tier. Now, before I faced her in Tactics Evolved, and before I faced KSE, and KSE's Arwen's, I probably would have dumped her at like, I don't know, C tier or something, because I unlocked Arwen. Like, I got all her respect and I hard unlocked her, and then I grinded it all the way to respect 5, and I was so happy because I was like, Arwen is absolutely amazing. She's like one of my favorite characters from the movies. I can't wait to play in the game. And then she did terrible. She did absolutely terrible in PvP. At that time, I was a noob. Then I finally took another look at her when I fought against her in like season 5 or so, and when KSE was using her, and I found out that, well, Arwen can do an absolute ton of damage. Like, she's an army buff commander, and she can make her army absolutely crazy. So Arwen has an absolute ton of heals. Obviously, she's a heal commander, so she can heal her army and keep them going, which means that in PvE, she's absolutely amazing. She's going to do great in PvE. And when it comes to PvP, she can also do amazing. Like, you give her ranged units and you mix up the races a bit. So like 2 minions, 1 elvish unit, give us some good focus gear, and Arwen is gonna absolutely wreck. She can in fact just sit there and defeat multiple armies because of her heals. Like, as long as the enemy doesn't have anti-heal, she can go, deal damage, heal any damage done to her, and keep going. And that is gonna be where I rank her, at the end of S tier. I can't put her above Theoden or Gimli though, because they're just such great commanders themselves. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I rambled on a bit too much, and I know I did. Like, it's 15 minutes and I probably should have made this video more like 8 minutes, but I hope you guys still did enjoy it. And if you did, please do drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.